So I fixed the memory leak bug, the memory corruption bug, but now there's another bug. And actually, maybe I know what it is. Maybe. There's another bug that if I don't delete the level file and I read the serialized level file, now it doesn't work either. Very fun. I think it, yeah, I don't know if it has to do with materials or geometries, but it's one of the two. When I load the scene through the serialized fallback, all this stuff, I'm pretty sure either what's happening. Okay, I'm pretty sure either my geometry is uploaded to the GPU or my textures are uploaded to the GPU. Neither one of them should be. Maybe this is probably the problem. You create this guy. Maybe. You create him, you say upload. And if you're uploading, it tries, okay, well, this apparently works. Maybe I'll go through and print. Yeah, let's just do this. Geometry VAO. VAO. This one is maybe trickier. Surely this is okay. After all this stuff, I'll say, yeah, go through all the textures. Print texture buffer. Wait, Dave. It's trying to upload geometry already is uploaded. Really? Why? That's not good. That's not supposed to happen. Oh, because I'm dumb. This is all I should have to do. This should fix it, I think, maybe. Actually, I'm not sure. Not the thing either, is it? Split geometry? Don't think that's used. Okay, so here's the valid thing. VAO 0, that's all correct. This all looks correct. Yeah. Okay. Now, I load the serialized version. Yay, it works. Hooray. Okay. Actually, what we're doing today, task, remove buildings. Okay, we're gonna do, let's see. Resources can't collide with buildings that can consume them. That, and then it sucked into buildings that can consume them. And consumed is defined as has enough resources or is currently enough resources. Okay, we'll start with this. Kind of complicated. Okay. So the first step, I think, I'm going to go grab my building physics and add little markers to them all. Be in grass. So let's just get rid of all this physics. Okay. So what actually goes away? Hang on. Physics. This, oh no, this is going to be the same thing. Warrior blue. Right? And the other thing I have marked as physics is resources. Fit resource tree. Okay, in that case, this should be marked as hat building warrior blue. I really don't want to do this. There's so much shit to grab. God. There is so much to grab. Jesus. Why are there so many parts to these buildings? Probably should put all this in a collection, I think. What's left? This. What is that? A lot of this stuff seems not necessary to me. Is that everything? Looks like it. Let's copy, delete. That looks like I'm missing something, aren't I? Yes. Copy, delete. Warrior blue. Okay, so I have these custom properties and I have a method called copy custom properties, and it should do that if I select the thing. Damn it. Key not found. 145. 23. Source key. I think. Okay, maybe it worked. Yay, everything has its custom property. Okay. Well, not all the buildings are this complicated. Like, this is just one slab of stuff. I think. Yeah. Some of them are. Wait. I wish I could better see what I'm clicking. I don't know how to do that. The outline is not very helpful. I want like the whole thing to change color. Okay, how's that? Not good. Missing lots of things. Hmm. Okay. That's probably all. Yeah. This one is... Wait, did I just unselect my stuff? Okay, hang on. That doesn't look the same. Guess it is. Okay, so we will select a single thing and then custom property. That building worker blue. And run script. Oh wait, did it? It probably worked. Yep, that looks good. Okay. This one's pretty simple. That's the whole building. No way, not quite. Nice. This one is Archer. Yeah. Okay. And this one is just a single building of triangles that actually doesn't even look subdivided or decimated. Can I decimate it? Yeah, that's better. Do more than that, probably. Sure. At least that reduces the triangle count. Messes up some stuff, but oh well. I think. Yeah, I'll apply it. That is the entire building. Yep. Okay. Wait, this one. I think the upgradable part is only that one little bit. Yeah. Seems that way. That's it. Okay, that is all the blue buildings. Now red buildings. I hate this building. There's so many things to click. Maybe I can make it easier to look at. Hope your day is going well, man. Thanks, man. So far, yep. How's your day going? Although, all the work I currently have to do for like the next 15 minutes or something is very boring. Just got off work, made some ribs. Nice. How'd you make your ribs? Got the pack from Costco and baked them. Nice. Is that everything? Of course not. I'm missing those 4 things. This, and this. Okay, that is now everything. Wait, I fucked up. This is technically not included. That means I messed up the other one too. Yeah. That stays there. What is this thing? Oh, it's just a, okay, part of the wall. Just put it back, and then select a random bit, and then... Have I been copying the data? I don't think so. I'll have to go check. Hats, building, warrior red. Okay. Then yeah, copy properties. This is what I've not been doing. So there's all the warrior red stuff that's actually done. This guy though, you don't have properties. No, you don't. You gotta select everything. And then copy your properties. Now you do. And this one only has a single property. This one also actually, yeah, also a problem. Whoops, I skipped a lot of these. Okay, that's done. This guy was done from the start, and then this one, this is not supposed to have that property. That's not part of the warrior building. That just goes into generic physics. Strangely. Okay. The rest of the warrior. Okay, so all this stuff over here is done. Okay. Now this guy. This is worker red. No. Oh, and I think I need this. Don't I? It's like this. Probably looks correct. Building. Worker red. And apply. Yep, that's done. 3 more. These 3 are very easy. should be all. This one's definitely missing some stuff, but oh well. Archer red. Okay, that one's done. Now, Reese red. So I'm gonna do the same thing where I decimate by 9 degrees. I'm pretty certain I did. And then apply. Okay, sure. I think that's everything. Fire Mage red. So there, all of my physics meshes are labeled. Let's export everything. Yep. Actually, I gotta export as GLB now. I think I always did, yeah. Visible, custom properties, no material. That might be it. Okay. Assets, maps, grass physics, GLB, visible objects, active scene, custom properties, and lights. This all looks right. Let's try. I hope I don't ruin everything. In the physics manager. Hi, I'm here to receive your hand. Hey, Chandu. Do you do some playtesting to derive the current map layout? How did you come up with the map as it is right now? Not really playtesting. Yeah, not really. I mean, I playtested it myself. Just kind of like I had an idea of how long it should take to get to different parts of the map and stuff, and what you should and shouldn't be able to jump on top of, stuff like that. So that was like individually, I played around my map, but not really with friends. No. Hang on, my throat's actually dying again. Maybe I need to not stream one day. But so there is still the question of actually I tried, like I played it with like 12 people, and it didn't feel enough. Like it didn't feel like the map was populated enough. And I tried to extrapolate that to what it might feel like playing with 32 people. And I think 32 would be good. But so that was my process. So still eventually I'll have to do that. I don't think the map will change, but what might change is that if it feels really cluttered, the game could change from being 16v16 to like 12v12. That could happen. You could do I wanted to build a time-lapse recorder. How do I record the PC screen? I believe in you. You got it. Media, I can get all the people you need. No, I'm good. That's me hacks in the game, increases them by 64. You know, I think I could make a server that could support that pretty easily. Or I need to mod you again, Sushi, so I have like at least one mod. Okay, let's do this building. This looks right. So if it's a hat building, wait, this is kind of a problem. Maybe it's okay. So basically the problem here is, so this is collision aiming. This is like what your aiming reticle can collide with. But so then I need something to be like collision. Like, I don't think it's fine to just totally not collide with any buildings, is it? Maybe it is. Actually, yes, it is. Okay. So I can generically have collision hat building. This. Hey, you Stance. How's it going? My dog is being very annoying right now. Man. Okay, here's collision hat building. So if it's a hat building, what does this do? If it's a resource, this doesn't look right. Classic, yeah. I have a little like stair setup I made next to my window where he can go up there and lay down. And he likes it a lot, but he does this thing where he'll go up there and like look out the window and he'll stay there like 5 minutes and leave. And then he'll come back 5 minutes later and go up again and leave and like repeat. It's like he's like antsy and doesn't know what to do. So I have to keep opening and closing the window. This would probably be it. So you add this into all vertices. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to not stream tomorrow. I think my throat is dying. Let me just not talk as much. Do you want to add pets in the game for each mage? No, I don't. I love sushi. Yeah, man. So much more is sushi. Okay. So, apply for sick leave. Yeah, probably won't approve it. Hat building versus. I named every single building correctly. Now it seems like that was not necessary. Oh, this can't be this. And I don't think it can be this. We'll see. These are vertices. Hat building vertices. If you found a model with hat buildings, go through all triangles, add your triangles. What have you implemented for your skeletal animation? Is it just sampling? No. If I'm understanding what you're asking. If I'm understanding what you're asking, I've implemented, well, so yes, like keyframe sampling and interpolation. I didn't do anything besides linear interpolation. I don't think animators usually do that. And I have, how do I word it? Like bone weight based animation mixing. So what's the most recent class I made? Glaive Blade. Which this is, I mean, ignore all the rest of the code, but you add into the animation mix. This is the animation. This is the overall weight of it. This is if it's, yeah, absolute. And these are the individual bone weights, which is done like this. So these are like the weights I want, and it continues out the tree from the root, continuing the weights. Sampling, blending, bone filtering. I don't know what bone filtering is, but the rest of that, yes. Yeah, okay, so you have sampling and blending at least, yeah. However, my problem with it is the animation data of GLB or whatever, blending with a subset of bones. Yeah, then yeah. Yeah, generically done using individual weights, yeah. Which is just an array, right? So like it pre-calculates this array at initialization time, so it's almost free. My problem with it is the GLB bone animation data setup is like not 100% fixed in how they do it. I guess there's like multiple ways to interpret the data, and so, for example, I think this is a me issue. The way to do my animations is using the Godot / like Facebook FBX to GLB converter, and so that works like almost all the time. If I were to export my model from Blender using their own GLB exporter, my animations do not work. So I want a robust animation setup is the thing, and I just like, it's not worth my time to do it. But eventually I'll probably do it. But like what I have technically works. It's just very frustrating that what I have has to be done in a specific format rather than working for everything. And there are also a lot of situations that actually visually work in Blender. Forgot the problem. Basically, if I just like change some export settings or something incorrectly, it just won't work at all, because like maybe my thing expects there to be a single root or something, but I think GLB format doesn't say there has to be a single root. So like, I don't know, stuff like that. That's my problem with it. Everything else in GLB feels very straightforward, and then bone data is like not straightforward at all. But I didn't really do it academically, you know, so like I kind of fucked it all up. So it's kind of my fault. Okay. This should probably just work, to be honest. After I have hat building vertices, the same way I have resource base, I can do this here. Where does this go? Hat building. I also suspect my animation code, I wrote it like pretty much as efficiently as I could think to do it while I was going through and writing it. I suspect it could even be optimized to be like half the cost of what it is. But on the CPU, I mean, but I don't know. So that's my other problem with it. Like if I don't make my animation code parallel, where all of the different like 32 goblins, I'm doing like 2 on each core, my game will actually lag a little bit, which is just, I don't know, probably not right. I'm guessing. So this guy, I guess I say this is a collision hat building. That would make sense to me. Collision group is hat building. Wait, that's the wrong one. Wait. This guy. You are a hat building. I think nothing should really change. This should just work. Let me just try it. Okay, I collide with buildings. Now, what I'd like to do, I need to get rid of this print statement. Way down here. Really, yeah, I kind of fixed all that. I would like to use this guy. This one is very incorrect. Well, whatever. I think I'd like to use this file as a shared file to load the physics for my server, probably. But this is doing this kind of physics. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna go on a little adventure. Oh yeah, this is gonna take a while. Okay, I have to do this anyways eventually, so essentially my way of loading the map is correct. After that, create separate objects, blah blah blah. After that, drawing whether something is valid into the normal deferred texture alpha channel. I don't actually need that anymore. So this is correct. So I just have to take this. I don't know how to do this. So I think this does have to be a generic function because I need this to be able to be serialized. And I want it to work for both the server and the client. Yeah, so let's do that somehow. Physics loader. So this gives you back an array of things. So that's actually fine, but I think I need to give you back something like, for now, a physics body. It has to be very generic. And it should be like, it should be triangles. Let me try and figure out what this thing's looking for. When using bullet, when you create physics, it takes a triangle mesh, you create the thing, and then you add into this. So it actually wants indices. That sounds useless to me. But oh well. I'm assuming, to be honest, this almost for sure just flattens the indices into vertices. I don't think I'll be able to look at the function. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't... Actually, I do have it. Trying to find the actual function might be... Okay, well, here it is. So the number of triangles. Triangle base, this is the indices. It actually uses it. Index met. Okay, at index mesh. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to figure out what the fuck this is doing. I guess I just have to trust that they know what they're doing. This thing has so many layers of abstraction to it. Has a mesh interface, which is some crazy shit thing that's some handle. with functions, apparently. I don't know, man. Triangle stride. Okay, so I'm actually gonna trust that they know what they're doing and that for some reason they don't want triangles. Clean go, baby. I mean, it's bullet physics. I don't even know if you could argue it's bad. Although I think kind of all physics code is like that. It's like math code, you know. EBT. That's their library. The dual meaning of their prefix. Okay, so they want, for this type of thing, indices and vertices, so I guess I'll do that. It's an accurate representation while using, yeah. You know, did I tell you, I emailed Havoc. I emailed Havoc like 3 years ago, asking if I can use their stuff for cheap, since I'm an indie dev, and they basically said no, it costs $20,000, and they're like, but we've been working with, you know, like Unity and something else, some other web thing, and there's a good chance we're going to get into indie pricing in the future. And now, like 3 or 4 years later, I emailed them again like 2 weeks ago. Havoc Physics. I emailed them again like 2 weeks ago and asked, and they said, actually, we don't have indie pricing yet, and now our pricing has raised from $20,000 to $40,000. So it's extremely unusable now. I don't know why they did that. I just want to pay little. So this is what they want, I guess. Although, shouldn't this be a triangle? It doesn't matter. I can make it a triangle 3. It's the same thing. Time for new sub goal. Wait, that'd be pretty funny. Wait, that's really funny. Maybe I should actually set up a sub goal. Help me afford Havoc. How many subs is that? I think I get like $2.50 a sub. $40,000. 16,000 subs. Help me afford Havoc. Maybe I'll set that up. Set up Havoc sub goal for 16,000 subs. Yeah, I don't think Havoc's gonna sponsor me, man. Okay. This is a physics body. It has indices and vertices, and then it has collision groups, which is a U60. Wait, I'm making that up. Now I'm using Bullet. I don't know what they have or not. I'm gonna put some casino ads. Collision filter default. So it's probably called something filter. So you can give it filter groups. Okay. Well, maybe it's called group. Damn it. Maybe I should look at the bullet docs instead of my bindings. It would probably call it CVT body. You create it with some stuff and a shape handle, and then you can do nothing that looks useful. User data looks useful, actually, but actually no, because it has to use real collisions. This isn't just for lookups anymore. Okay. Fuck. Okay, so let me look it up. Bullet physics set collision group. Bullet physics. Oh, do they even have docs? I actually don't know if they do. Oh yeah, bullet physics changed to being Python oriented. Like why? That was like 5 years ago. That's crazy. Group. Collision optional collision. No, that's not it. That's not it. You can enable disable collision detection between groups. Set collision filter group. That's not it. Collision filter group mask. That's not it. Each body is part of a group. It collides with other groups. So a body. Okay, this might be it. Shit. It gives you a body handle, which I think is something defined here. Oh. So I think when you use a body handle is probably just like a pointer to a body. Yeah, seems that way to me. So I don't think this exists, but if I were to do this, it would be a probably CBT body, which I guess I don't have. And then oh man. Rigid body? Probably. BT. I think just inside this struct, there is just an integer that has collision flags, and I just set that. There's no function. Not much for English streamers, I guess, but I saw quite a few times at Russian streams. Replace casino with G Fuel. What collision? BT body, rigid body. I think it should be here. None of this looks right, though. Their fucking quick start guide is a Google Doc. This is actually torture. Okay, let me, I think the best way to do this might be find something that creates a body. CBT body create or something. Yes. Now, BT rigid body. Okay, new body memory. Puts it into that thing. BT rigid body. Okay, so fuck. I would think it's in here. Unless this thing. Where are you even defined, man? Instruction info. Jesus. That's hilarious. I don't understand, man. Physics people have something wrong in their brain. But it lets whatever's wrong in their brain lets them write really good physics engines. So you take what you can get. It's not this, right? Rigid. I don't think it's rigid body flags. Let me go look at the Google Doc. Huh? Rigid body. Okay, what? Wait, C API. Bullet wraps the new bullet. Wait, I already had that. Yeah, the C API is like not real, by the way. Maybe it's like real as of within the last year. That would be really nice because I did this so long ago. I tried wrapping the C API and it's a piece of shit. I think. Yeah, the C API runs on a server, by the way. That's crazy. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I remember now. That's why the C API is dog shit. When you run the C API, you spin up the physics instance and it's actually running a server, and then your process communicates with like IPC or something. Yeah, that's actually what happens. If you look up bullet physics, can I? PyBullet wraps the new Bullet C API, which is designed to be independent from the underlying physics engine and rendering engine. We can easily migrate to newer versions of Bullet or use a different physics engine. Blah, blah. It doesn't admit it in this paragraph, but that is what happens. I swear to God. Yeah, I tried to bind bullet physics myself, which is why, by the way, this is now the Jai bullet physics bindings is this wrapper shit, and this is actual callbacks into the C++ API, because the C API is not a C API. It's a fucking server. I hate it. I have it. Hang on, I have it right here. What's it called? Shared memory? Yeah. Examples. Wait, that's not it. Maybe I don't have examples folder. But this is my own examples folder. Yeah, I guess I don't. Okay. But that's what it is. I'm like 90% sure. I don't understand why, but that's what they do. So I guess it makes it really easy to integrate. Like, you call your commands that are like almost packets from your Python API, and it goes to your server. I don't fucking know. Maybe they were just bored of having a finished physics engine and wanted to make it complicated. But so, okay, let me go back to what I was doing. Thank God my 3D game is actually a 2D game. I still get to solve all the physics holistically. Yeah, that is nice. I mean, this is also why I made my own physics engine. But, like, now I have somewhat bindings to this thing. Okay, so this is a collision object. This is what I was looking for. This is probably where my flag lives. Where is this now? Wait, what is that? Collision object. I surely want collision object BT bullet BT collision object.h if that exists. Oh no. Shouldn't it be? Wait. This is it. Okay, so surely this guy has, yes, collision flags. I think this is it. Check collides if it's an object has some elaborate collision filtering by subclass. Like what? Collision flags, dynamic static. Maybe this is not it then. I think I need something that has the word group in it. Nothing here says group. Uh-oh. Need to implement CI/CD pipeline physics engine. I don't know why these people can't write normal human code. Yeah, it's not going to be collision flags. This is public stuff. Maybe, and that before was like, isn't the default like protected or something? So, Wade, okay. Group. Collision, filter, group, and mask. This is definitely what I want. don't know what the fuck these two things are. Attribute aligned 16 class, which is a BT collision shape. Or something, I guess. So they align, I don't know, they align the collision shape with 16 byte padding or something into the collision object, and then where does this play into it? BT collision. It's this objects without collision check. What? No, it's not that, is it? I don't actually know. BT collision object. No, it's not that. But then where does this data get used? Use double precision. If you use double precision, or float precision, which I think I'm using float, it doesn't matter. This somewhere surely gets used. That returns size of, okay, it just doesn't get used in this file. Maybe. I have no fucking clue where this could be used. Collision objects. It gets it from a buffer when you serialize it. Otherwise, it just returns the size, and here's a manifold. So it looks to me like probably because get the unique pointer. What the fuck is it doing? The manifold seems to be what contains the data about collision groupings. So I would think this data is held somewhere else. And the implication of that is somehow you're gonna have to set the data into the object using some function that exists on something. That's all I know. I don't think I'm gonna end up setting an integer. And also, let me go take care of my dog real quick because he just left. I'm gonna lock him out of my room. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. I think this is the exact kind of situation where you want to be using ChatGPT, actually. Let me show you how you can finally acquire Havoc. Whoa. I'm pretty sure given my 12 viewers or whatever, all of these ads combined would get me about like 20 cents a day. That's 20 cents closer to Havoc. Okay, so I am pretty certain I'm going to have to add some functions. Let's go to ChatGPT. This is like unironically one of the legitimate use cases of ChatGPT, I think. Parsing this horrible, non-existent API into something readable. So ChatGPT says, if you want to set collision groups, you have to when you add a rigid body, you give it collision groups. That's what it thinks. Let's see. Yep, that's right. Cool. That's probably all I do. Wait, this is way easier than I thought it'd be. Wow. Who knew? It wasn't in the docs that I saw. So when you add, surely like add rigid body has to happen. Okay, and yes, they do not use that method. So I guess I will add my own method, which unfortunately means I'm gonna have to regenerate this entire binding project. I hope that's not hard to do. I generated this like a year ago. Yeah, I don't think I could do enough for subs to generate $40,000 for Havoc. This is a body handle, and then they want an integer. Which... what about other things that want an integer? Oh, so it just generates, so it doesn't matter. I forgot this is I'm running C++. Group int mask. This is my other one. Group mask. Let's go add this guy. That should be all I do. This is somewhere, this guy. And group and mask. Right? Yep. And let's go generate it. The only way I reliably know how to generate CMake projects without going through Visual Studio is CLion. This is the last thing I attempted. So let's go open this. Yeah, which sucks because it also costs money. It's a subscription, but it's so much easier to generate CLion CMake projects than anything else. But it's technically possible, you know, to generate CMake from command line on Windows. I'm pretty sure. It's just they make it like incredibly hard. JetBrains makes good products unironically. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I have to. What's this thing called? Is it called Bullet Jai, maybe? Or, that's not what it's called. What the fuck is this called? Jai Bullet. Jai Bullet. Open this. Only JetBrains stop using Java, everything is so much better. Yeah, that's very true. God, what's wrong with them? I can't imagine Java makes this easier either, by the way. Like, I guess it's extremely old, though. Let me check my setup here. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, just hang on. We're using a Visual Studio compiler. We're compiling into release mode. And that might be all I do. Build shared libs on, use SIMD off. Sure, I guess. Okay, what happens? Wait, I'm not building this right. Am I? Oh, yes, I am. It gets added right there. Nice. Okay, so this is my C binding layer. Surprising, JVM has been used in some good performance systems, really? JVM can have good performance for things, but I do think just the overall design philosophy of it and how they made C-Line probably contributes to it being clunky. No. It's a C function. I can't do that. I'm just stupid. This is technically a C function, I think. So add body with group. I think this is technically a C function. What? Wait, it says, wait, what? Extern, oh, because it's extern to C. Okay, that's fair. So there we go, probably fixed. Let's try again. Oh, it's done. What the, wait, so it generated a DLL. It said nothing about a lib. And I do not think it generated a lib. So this lib exists. I don't think that's from this compilation. Let me go check. This is a little bit too loud. Okay, this is Jai Bullet. I'm checking my actual files. Jai Bullet. Lib release mode bin. That lib is from today. All right. Okay. This is fine, I guess. Replace these two files, and I am suspiciously done. So let's go regenerate this. Not one more. Generate. Redeclaration of visitor. What? I don't remember writing any of this code. So it looks to me like I have to, this, because I'm using ops, it already has a visitor. So I probably have to do this. Just declare the visitor directly, most likely. Okay. That seems to have worked. I guess. And we'll check this guy out, and it should have add body with group. Yay. S32. S32, that's fine, whatever. Okay, that should work. And do I need to put the DLL here? Bullet. I guess not. So the implication of that not going there is, where is this? That the bindings is declared as no DLL? Okay, but it's not. Oh, it's only in my server. So yes, I do need it. Okay, let's go grab that. You two, come with me to right here. Paste. Uh-oh. Yes, just delete it. Okay, Apache F-Link was built in Java, does 1.7 billion data entries per second. Huh. That, I don't know. Usually when you have stuff like that, it'll like, I don't know enough about that at all to say this is what's happening, but a lot of things that are like written in Java or Python or whatever that are doing impressive numbers of things, they're calling into some like low level wrapper below them that is not Java or Python. But not always, I guess. Bullet physics is the impression was all in-house. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's only on the server. Although, so I have my own physics. The bullet physics is only on the server because I need it to be more optimized and it's not used for very much. But I am going to replace my own physics with bullet physics very soon. So this now works, okay? Now, let me just run the server and be sure it's not broken. I have not finished this. I think I'll finish this first. Okay, so let's go do this now. So I have my shared file somewhere here, shared physics loader. I'm gonna do this. This is gonna return a list of physics bodies. This will be all it does at the moment, and it has collision groups. Yeah, that's fine. Then my collision groups need to be shared actually, by the way. So that's this guy. You come with me. Friday Chinatown. Yep. Good song. I think didn't she actually die this year? I think, unfortunately. There's one of the really good pop Japanese, or like not pop, but like, I don't know what you call it, old school pop Japanese original popular artists passed away this year, I think. RIP. City pop is the name of this genre. Really? So that only describes the old school stuff? Okay, I need to actually focus on what I'm doing. I'm getting distracted. I just need to create a list of these bodies. That's all. So I create triangle mesh. That's not right. And this only has vertices, but apparently... instead of having this as vertices, I could have static body. I could just add into this guy. Couldn't I? Also the DBZ other, yeah. True. This is, then I have vertices, and then you assign it to this thing, and you go through, you get all the triangles. Yeah, I'm not certain what to do. I think I can do this very easily. It's just going to be a little bit jank. So I will actually have a static body that is a physics body, and I guess maybe it's a new physics body. And then a resource base body. New physics body. Wait, physics body, is that taken? I don't think so. And then all resource, resource bodies. So this is actually just a list of physics bodies that are potentially valid. Yeah, and then at building bodies, same thing. Wait, is it the same thing? Hat building body. No, it's not. Okay, so now we will go through all the models. I guess they'll have functions like this. Maybe this will make it easier. Is resource. I don't think this is a thing. Physics resource base. Oh, that's not what that is. Physics resource base. What is even an example of that? Nothing. Yeah. Resource tree. There's no physics resource base as far as I can tell. Okay. So I will just have is resource. Just go through properties. If property 0 is resource. That's actually all I care about. That'll be fine. And then I don't think I care about is building. I want is hat building. It's a hat building. I guess that's also all I need. Okay. So go through all the models. If is resource. I don't know what I do yet. So I think I do want to basically get a reference to my physics body at this point. So this would be, so it's almost the same as what I was doing, kind of. So because, wait, this doesn't exist at all, actually. I'm very confused why I committed so hard to physics resource base when it's not really a thing. Oh, I do know why. Okay, that's fine. It was going to be a thing for the aiming, but the way I redid the aiming decal rendering, so it clamps it to the bounds of the decal box, that fixed it visually. That's what happened there. Okay, so we skipped that one. Actually, so I do know why it's gone. That'll get deleted then. If it's a resource, we will say the body is, we add one of these. It's not like it will declare it for us, right? I don't think so. We will do a new physics body. Like, I mean, initialize it like with memory. Then we can add this into resource bodies. If it's a hat building, then body becomes hat building body. Otherwise, this becomes static body. So now I have my body. So essentially, I have to go through all of my indices. Yeah, this should not be that hard. Over 3 minus 1. I think that's right. It'll be really bad if this is not right, by the way. So here are my indices. And then I guess I have to get my vertices from this. So I want to see if I have a method to do this, maybe. I definitely have some methods to get vertices, but I don't know about from indices. That's a trickier one. So this guy, yeah, this isn't that helpful either. Doing it legitimately with indices is actually hard. Okay, so for a given body, I will have an index offset. This is why it's hard. This is indices. This one doesn't matter. I'll leave vertex offset. I'll leave the name like this, but it's vertices count. So this is the offset to apply to the new index because this is where your vertices start. So for a single vertex is a vec3, so it's vertices over 3. This is your index offset. I am pretty sure. It's the same thing here, so. Okay. I will, so you actually just add everything into the indices and then you add, except with offsets, that's all you do. Body indices, models indices I plus index offset. I plus 1, I plus 2. It's divided by 3. I think it's times 3. So you're adding back all the model indices into the body indices with the index offset, that is the current number of vertices. Which this could be a vector 3, which would make my life easier, I think. Yeah. Definitely should not be a triangle anymore. Okay. And then you just go like slam all the vertices into here. This looks right. Trying to be very, very careful with this code I'm writing. You just actually put every single vertex into this guy. This is not right. Hang on. I messed this up. I'm gonna have to do this myself. Yeah, there's no good method. This is also a little bit tricky and annoying to write too. Too many tricky things at once is very, very not good. Model geometry, you get the attribute stride. Okay. I guess I'll do it maybe I is 0 while I is less than model vertices count. You offset by the stride, so this will be a single float, by the way. I could do times 3, and then x is model vertices I. Vertices I plus stride. This feels not right. I mean, I think this code is right, but it feels not right to be writing it this way. And that's because it's not right. Okay, good. That's what's happening. So XYZ is actually, so vertex. I guess I'll just construct it. So vector 3 of u plus 1 plus 2. And then Let me look at what attribute stride actually gives you. Like for example, if you have a position attribute, its stride is 1 or 3. Where the fuck is it? Okay, 3. So that's 3 floats. And this thing is offsetting by floats. So this is confusing to think about. I think I just increment by stride. Yeah, I think this is all I do. Yeah, so say you just had a position, you would go through all your vertices, get your vertex 0, 1, 2, and then you add 3. So that sounds right. And now you have your vertex. We add body vertices, vertex. So this is actually the vertex count. So that's okay. This, I'm just really trying to be sure I don't fuck this up. I think this is all right. Okay. So now based on your collision group, the only thing you'll have to mark as collision group is, so aiming is resource bodies. This guy specifically, if it's a resource body, collision group is... How did I do this before? I said collision group all? Yeah, what is that? I already had that. That's not right though. I'm gonna put that here for now, because I want this name. This my physics thing is gonna go away in the future, so. In the physics loader, in my collision groups, collision group all. Yeah, so this is why it's not right. This is actually, all the collision groups are S32. So, this is, fuck, this is S32. I think there is an S32 max. I'm gonna copy you. Feel better with it being positive is all. I'm surprised it's a S32 and they don't use a unsigned int. Guess it just doesn't matter. Okay. I think I'm doing this right. This, if it's a resource, it's this and not collision aiming. You can't aim at it, that's all. If it's a hat building, it's gonna be, it is a hat building. Otherwise, it is everything. I think I should say F. It's just bytes. Yeah. Pretty sure. If it doesn't work, that'll be suspect, but. So there we go. I have my body collision group set up. I have my indices and my vertices added to the body, and that's all I do. So hang on, this has become slightly more simple. This is now just, that's not right. Never mind. What I can do though is have bodies right here, physics, body, and after I create one of these guys... Yeah, that's okay to do. After I create one of these guys, just add them into the bodies. Static body. Hat building body, and now when you make your resource body, you add it into bodies. Bodies, body, collision group. This all looks correct now. And I'm done. I think. You flag it as is resource. If it's a resource, that's fine. Okay. I do think I'm done, actually. All this code gets deleted, return bodies. That's it. Yay. So this probably works. And this will give me back an array of physics bodies that I can serialize. Yeah. So lots of things need to change now. First of all, this guy. Job's done. Thanks, man. Appreciate the sub. Thanks. So this gives you back physics bodies, right? Based on whether this thing is serialized or whatever. So, this method maybe has to get deleted? Why is this even a method? Because it's being used for both maps? No. Why is this a method? Probably intended to use it for multiple things. So what will happen is, the reason I'm so conflicted here is that I'm giving it this path that, okay, this is only on the case where you need to, yeah, deserialize or whatever. I will continue doing this, actually. Yeah. So I will use this method. This method will not do anything with serializing at all. So I'm going to get physics bodies out of this, which is different. Create should be called probably load. Load physics bodies. This should also be called load if the names are the same. Oh well. Load them from the path. You can get rid of this, I think. Okay, so now I have all my data in here. I should just immediately be able to create these things. Yeah. Don't see why not. Try and isolate what I'm doing. These are my, I'll call them coda bodies. So I'll go through my physics body. Shape, body, vertices. Okay, so here's the thing. With this, you're allowed to pass in indices, technically. And then it flattens it. So that's what I'll do. Yeah, I think that's okay. So you give it physics body vertices, physics body indices. That feels backwards. Maybe not. And then you create your body, and then you set your collision group to whatever this is. So like, I'm gonna replace my physics code soon. But in the meantime, I want to try and keep this consistent with between my own physics engine and Bullet. So that's it. I'm done. think that's all I do. So this has all gotten removed. That returns your coda bodies, which are already added. So that's suspicious, but no, I think that's okay. Yeah. Because if it has to do the fallback, it'll just serialize it. Okay, that should work. I'm so skeptical of all this. So I think I'm done. This one is like super screwed. This one won't work ever. I'm done with the client. The server, I might have messed up the last thing I did in the process of fixing everything. It looks the same. I'm just not using the new function yet. So let's see, can I even run stuff? Indices. That looks right though. Indices is not a member of a body. Oh, because it's a, whoops. This is a member of geometry. And so is this. You don't generally care about actual, wait, what? Body? Oh, wait, no. This is just this. It's a physics body. Physics body, pointer, which has something called indices. What is it complaining about? Oh, model. Yeah. This one's geometry. This is offset by the body. Okay, that looks right. What's next? Procedure call did not match anything. Add into indices a thing that is geometry indices. Is that because this is a U32? That looks right. Geometry, maybe it's an S32. It's a U32. Plus index offset. That probably converts it to an S32. Vertices non-member model. Okay, so I guess we're past that. 66. Again, geometry. Okay, I guess it compiled, redid the map data, which is fine, I think. Oh, this guy, what's an int? Man, fuck that. I can fix that though, right? Unless it's doing mem copies. Are you doing a mem copy? You're not, so you can be... How do you do this? There's a... Like, I don't think I can say t-int. I do not think that's allowed. Wait, that kind of seems like that's allowed. Okay, I'll try to continue. I mean, if it works, it works. Wanted to use 64, give it an S32. Yeah, that doesn't matter, though. Just cast it, right? Is that... You can just cast it, right? I don't see why not. Collision all. Okay, so I will put this back, actually. But it'll be like, I'm just gonna call it like coda collision all, and it'll be a U32, so we, or 64, so we double this. So you go to collision all, and there's one other thing that does collision all, U. I just needed to compile. Collision aiming, wanted a U64 given an S32. This is getting kind of annoying. I mean, it's in this case, it's definitely right to reject this, I think. I think, especially considering my physics library is like temporary, this should be a U32 S32. That's so dumb. That's so dumb. I'm not actually sure what would happen if I casted this though to a S32. That's not what's happening though. I'm gonna leave it this way. This guy wants a U64 and I'm giving it an S32. Okay. Here's the other problem. I don't actually know what's going to happen when I cast this. When you cast in like numbers, I don't know what happens because this value, all, is like, it's all ones, right? So really this is, in terms of S32, this is like -1 or something. I guess I can just find out. All. That's an S32. We will say it's, that should be it, right? Casted, you cast this guy to U64. Casted. That, and then I want to check one more thing, that is casted bytes 64. You can't really do this, can you? Like I can't have a bit. Guess I could just look at the U8s, which would make this 8. I can't update the data either. I could take the pointer to this guy. And then, am I allowed to do this? I think. Maybe not. Okay, let's mem copy. Mem copy into casted bytes data, casted, and we will say, what's bytes, right? So 8. I'll just say casted bytes. Let's look at this real quick. Yes. Still have to get it compiling. Can't not get it compiling. But I really just want to see what this is before I decide what to do. Fuck. Cast U64 all. It must be in the bounds of the thing. It was -1. Okay, so that's... You can, though, say cast no check or whatever. So I was kind of right in saying that I should not include the negative sign bit, I think. So we change this to 7. I guess. And here we put this back as 7. Technically, this should work now, probably. Casted bytes, okay, that's... I don't know if that's right. I think it is. I'm just thinking about it backwards, maybe? Maybe. I'm pretty confused. Either way, I think it will work no matter what, but I would have thought it would be here, and this one would be 127. I actually am pretty sure about that. What? Oh, because... Wait. No, wait. No, I don't know. But this number is right. This number is right. So I guess it's fine. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it'll work. Because it's just flags. The flags are just like bits. Okay, I still collide with things. Things still work. I need to be sure my cursor... Yes, my cursor does not go on top of the tree. That's one of the collision flags, so that still works. And this should have, I think, gotten reloaded as the physics mesh. So that... Let me delete it one time just to be sure. So in assets, maps, Coda physics, grass physics, Coda body, I'll just delete you. I guess I have to delete you. And I'm gonna delete OBJ. I'm gonna copy this one and put it in the server. Actually, no, I'll do that in code. Okay. Whoa, okay. Things do not work, it turns out. I'm up here. I'm colliding with stuff. I'm going up something. Going back down something. This is very weird. Oh, I can use my mouse to check collisions. Oh, it's so laggy too. Look at my FPS. Holy shit. What went wrong? I actually have no clue what's happening. I mean, I'm sure it has to do with this. The fact that I'm creating it this way, and then I create my triangle mesh from my vertices and my indices. Hmm. Yeah, pretty sure it has to do with this. I guess it's just a question of what exactly is incorrect. It either could be this method, actually. It also could have to do with... Probably can't have to do with this. I think no. It could be this method. So I guess let me try to figure out what's happening. Look at... These are my... A, B, and C are my actual vertices. Yes. The fuck is this? Oh, it's creating proxies for my triangles. Okay, that's fine. Yep. And then it's getting my vertices based on my indices, just using the indices as a lookup. That also seems fine. Incrementing by 3. I'm checking 3 indices at once. That also seems fine. Creating proxy. If you have vertices, you construct an overall AABB from the start of it, and then you do lower min and upper max. Yep. This looks totally fine. So it probably must be this method. Maybe. I mean, not really, but it's very likely this method. So I would guess it has to do with this. This is the current vertex count. So when you try to add in, when you try to add an index at 0, you're actually adding at this point. So it is correct to just flat add this like this guy. I will make it slightly more simple by saying I is less than geometry indices count minus 1. This equals 3. Should probably be the same thing. But there. Adding into the indices the model geometry indices plus the index offset, then reset this guy back to 0, get your stride, and then you go through all your vertices by your stride. I0. Okay, stride is get attribute stride of the model geometry. The stride is actually the number of floats to, it's the number of floats to the next vertex, and the geometry vertices is the number of floats also. So geometry vertices I would be correct. That would be x. I plus 1 is y, I plus 2 is z, and then you increment I by stride. Shit. Like shit, because I think this should be working. It also looks to me... Oh, I think maybe this is a problem. Maybe. No, wait, I was already doing GLBs. Yeah. Wait, okay, this is a problem, yes. So, this is the entire problem, actually, I'm pretty sure. When I'm getting the model geometry vertices like this, I'm not considering the model transformation matrix, so that matters. That, I'm pretty sure, is the entire problem. I'm just stupid. So you can transform, I'll say vertex is transform point by transform of vertex. And add that back into vertices. That'll probably do it. Let's delete the serialized data again. Yay, physics works again. This is with the new system, and somehow, I don't know why this helped, but somehow the FPS is fast. Is it just because I was viewing the entire map? No. I hate the striations, I have to fix that really soon. Okay. So this works. We are good. That didn't work. The bullet just went... Oh. This doesn't work. This, I would expect, doesn't work because it's in a different collision group. The buildings work, so that's really weird. Okay, I might have to, I'm pretty sure, like, I was talking about the weirdness with trying to do this bitwise stuff by casting using, you know, number casting, which is very weird. I think that's what's causing this issue. So probably my only two choices is I can like do a weird cast so it works for sure, which I kind of don't want to do, or I can change my physics library to just match bullet, which to be honest I also kind of don't want to do, but that might be the best choice here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Something like that. And then here, when we do this, you have your collision group. That's an S32. Well, now that's an S32. Yeah, this is fine. And then lastly, wherever I'm doing that cast, aim controller. This is not needed anymore. I think that will fix... What is it? Why is it? Don't need to do that. I think that will fix the weirdness with not being able to run into trees. I think it had to do with my, like, I was doing a bitwise... Hang on, I think I need to regenerate this. I was doing that like bitwise inversion thing and then anding it together with the other number. I just don't know, like, I don't know. It sounds like it would work to me, but the fact that you're doing casts with respect to numbers could easily make it not work. Fuck, it doesn't work. Okay. Still does not work. Physics loader. So if it's a resource, it's creating a new body and it's adding that body. New physics body. That's totally valid to do. Adding that body into the bodies list, but that's also fine because this is already a pointer, so who cares? I guess I just want to check the collision group. What if I just do this? I'm curious. So first of all, this is annoying. Let me just delete file, delete. No, not that one. Delete the serialized file so I don't have to keep deleting it myself. Okay, so I set it to collision group all. This will help me understand if it's a collision group issue. It might not be. Okay. I know what's happening. Okay. My throat's dying. Okay. What's happening? This is a model. I'm not checking instance models, that's all. That's all there is to it. And the trees are instanced, so what would be a good way to do that? Like this code, for the most part, the only thing I need to do is get the transformation matrix and the geometry out of the model and check its type. So I can say, I don't know, like convert. It's not convert. This also implies I have to give it these groups, which is annoying. Yeah, if I could capture stuff in Jai, that sure would be nice. So I could pre-get from whatever your physics body. So apply stuff. I'll rename it once I figure out what I'm doing. So you give it a physics body, you give it a geometry, and you give it a trans. This is not easy to do then. Man, I might just have to do 2 entire methods like this. So this is the model. Instanced. This should work for anything. I guess, like, they both have properties. I guess if I just make it generic, it'll just work. So, okay. That should work then. Now you check what type it is, get the correct body for your thing, apply the groups. This is all the same. This one, that's also fine. Okay. What I'll have to do though is have a method to get all of your indices. So I have get vertices, and the for expansion of get vertices goes through all of your instance model vertices for all of the models, and it just returns them back. Oh, this one's even harder than the other one. So this is, okay, this is actually going through the vertices. So for it gets the index, it goes through just the vertices. It does not apply, like it doesn't flatten the vertices by the indices. So this isn't the entire model, is what I'm trying to say. What the hell's happening? Yeah. And then it applies the transform based on the transform of this model, which is probably right. And geometry vertex count, instance index. So I think this is what I want for the vertices. This is going to be, I think, very, very annoying to do. Because then also I need a method to get instance model indices. The thing is, okay, the indices, I don't know how to word this. The individual indices of each instance model, when you're like unraveling it, are the same, just with different relative offsets. So I can probably abuse that. Yeah, I can. Oh, hey Goko, how's it going? So what I will probably do is I need to be able to go through all of the instances, like a get instances method, which I think I can have. Set instances. Okay, except it doesn't seemingly, I'm pretty confused. This doesn't seem to go anywhere except onto the GPU. So what the fuck? How do I even do this then? Instance? You go through all instances. How does this even possibly work? When you set instances, I think if it's a static model, it does. Is that the logic? Yes, that's the logic. if you provide the instances up front, like it's a static instance model, so it will never update, then you're allowed to get the instances back out. That's the only time you seemingly can get the instances back out. Okay, so then I guess I can have a method get instances. Should this return T? I think so. And I guess you have to assert that dynamic or something is false. Cannot all get instances for a dynamic instance model. Only static. Return instances. That should be all I have to do. I hope it's understood this is a view. Almost everything in my library, though, if you're returning data like this, you don't have to free it, so that it's probably understood. So this will give you back the instances. That seems fine. Except I think I need one more function that specifically takes this guy. That's all it is, right? This guy, yeah. So if you are requesting back, I am allowed to do this. Okay, this is kind of nice. If you're requesting back this, which is kind of like a struct, that's a view, it's a view into a GPU allowed matrix 4, like if that makes sense, attribute, you can actually just create some view. So I can return, in this case, specifically a matrix 4. Matrix view. It's actually just this. And just give that back. There we go. Get instances. So now, okay. Transforms, get instances, instance model. Whoops. For transform of transforms. Okay, you have your transform at this point. This is the transform of this instance model. So first, I guess we will apply the indices, which have an index offset. So this is my point here. The index offset is always relative to the instance model, which will be, it will start as body vertices count, and that's fine. And it has a geometry. I think it does. Does it not? Hang on. It does. Okay. So you get the indices of this guy. You just copy them with the index offset plus 3. Technically, it'd be better to do this with the spread thing. Whatever. So after you do this and you add all the indices into the body, now you have to go add all of the vertices. And I would like to apply the transform to the vertices. Okay, so this is going to be just about the same as this. Yeah. The code's almost the same, it just has this weird shit at the start with the transform for the instances. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So I is 0, stride becomes the attribute stride of your geometry, which is, oh, that's valid. Go through all your vertices, get X, Y, Z, transform it by the current model's transformation matrix, and add it into, that's not right. What are you adding it into? Body. That should be it. Okay. Now instance models should be taken care of. I kind of hate that this code... Yeah, I guess there's nothing I can do about it because it just references so many things outside of the scope of this little block. Like it references static body, hat building body, its own model, bodies. But they're exactly the same, which sucks, but oh well. 1 in a matrix 4 given a thing. So I mean, it's right to complain about that, but I have to tell it it's fine. So I just have to cast this to a matrix 4 pointer. That should be fine. The whole premise of the default GPU entry for an instance model is that it is a matrix 4. Okay. What did I just change? What did that even... Oh, I can collide with trees now. Yay, I'm colliding with trees. I can shoot trees. Okay, fixed. So all of that to do, so that all of that stuff, so that we have a shared function, load physics bodies, that works for everything, every physics library, and I can use this on the server. What's it called? Fat Goblins server. I want to look at main. Because it does load shared automatically. That's good. So server physics manager. There we go. This all very much has to change. What is even the best way to do this? I actually do not know. For now, I'm going to continue loading the map based on what you're currently playing. What should actually happen is something like it creates all of the shapes up front. That is actually exactly what should happen. Shit, should I do that? Maybe not right now, but I could. So what I'm getting at is what should happen is I have something like a physics. Well, it's a physics body, but static bullet body. Or preload? Static or preload? Preload is like very obvious what's happening. So with this guy, it will have a single shape. At least for now. That will probably change in the future. I think it's this. And then you have a collision group, which is an S32 apparently. That is probably for now all I need to know. And essentially, I'm going to go through every map and preload all of my maps. Preload bodies. So somewhere I'm doing something like enum count of map, right? This guy. Okay, so I kind of actually, I feel like this should just be here. It should also be called map count. It should probably be called map count. Replace that one. And yeah, these look like they can get replaced to me. That's it. Not this stuff. Ugh. Okay. Cleaning up a little bit. Hat count, that can go in hat types. Right there. Okay, so I'm... wherever I use this, I want to kind of do that exact same thing again. Yes, this guy. Kind of just everything, right? So in the physics manager, load static scene. Load static levels. Physics manager load static levels. That's probably fine. So you go through all the maps, you create your mapping nums, you do the thing, you copy the files, which is actually right. Not every file exists. For runes, doesn't have physics. Grass physics exists. This guy is an OBJ, that's not right, but that's right for now. Okay. So physics manager load level path. This will give you back a bunch of preload bullet bodies. That's the plan. Starting map. Physics loading. So this will again be map count of a bunch of random preload bodies. So the purpose of this is shapes are kind of like universal. They're probably all, well, they can definitely be always valid if you want them to be. And so when you change maps, the room is going to destroy its instance of all the bodies. And then it's going to go through and just use all the shapes and just very quickly construct all the bodies again. That's all it'll do. The other thing is, I think maybe this needs a position and stuff. I don't know. I think it might not be smart to put the origin of every body at 000. I would guess that's not smart. But I don't really have a choice at the moment. Well, do I? I might, yeah, I probably actually should not do that. Let me check. Oh, the Fat Goblins seems really similar to the Fat Princess game. Was that your guys' inspiration? Are they different? It was, yeah, Fat Goblins is inspired by Fat Princess. I love Fat Princess as a kid. They are different in some ways. And in all the ways they are similar are already in the game. Nothing else that ever gets added to going forward is going to be similar. But yeah, it is inspired by it. Correct. I did too. Maybe gonna check out this game later. Thanks, man. If I can, is it findable if I can? My static objects, body. Whoa. Oh, my audio's messed up. Hang on. Okay, I guess. Probably fixed. So I guess it will probably be fine. And I mean, bullet physics is a really well-made library, so. Okay, that's what we will do. The origin of everything is going to be at 0, 0, 0, because that's also the data I have at the moment. Although, I could change that very easily. Oh, my little creature is not talking. Maybe I should just change that right now. I'll do that next. Man, I hate doing stuff with physics. Everything takes forever. Bullet physics, set up my shared physics thing to return position. With each object, so I don't have all origins at 0, 0. It's kind of a bug. So copy the files. This looks okay. Yep. Physics map loading. Physics load level. So this will be preload levels, bodies, preload bodies, I guess, of map is load the physics manager, load the level of this physics. This one for now is OBJ. Okay. Get rid of this. I think I'm not actually, maybe I'm not actually going to serialize this. I don't know. Whatever, for now I will not, at least. So physics bodies, load physics bodies of path. Now I have to construct from all of my bodies the shapes. So there's multiple shapes for physics body. Oh. For every body. Wait, that's not quite it. Preload bodies. I'm shadowing that, but it's fine. This is in the scope. This is what I want. Yes. Create a triangle mesh. That's all I use at the moment, unfortunately. So go through all my bodies. Every body is a geometry. That's how this works. The merging of the geometries already happened in this function. So I have vertices and I have indices, and indices are in fact U32, I think. Yep. So actually, just have generic shape. You give it physics body indices. Physics body vertices. Size of vector 3 is probably right. The rest of this looks probably right. They are triangles. And add them to preload bodies, and that's it. So now I'm preloading all of my shapes that are valid, probably, into my preload bodies. Okay, let's go to Goblin server. Manager load static levels. And I'll say. So now this guy basically doesn't matter. All of this stuff cannot happen. I'm just going to comment it for now. These are the remaining static shapes. So I'll call this load static shapes. So it loads like the goblin shape, the shape of the resources, the shapes of the hats, I think. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff it does. Okay. So after this, those static shapes. That should be fast. Okay. And then though, lastly, this is what I'm not doing. After you create scene shapes, somehow scene shapes have... Oh, this is what it does. For all the shapes, reload bodies of selected map. This is actually a preload body because it has collision groups. Yeah, this is what I've been working up to this whole time. So this is the preload body shape. And actually, so I fucked that up. Hang on, didn't I? Yeah, you don't add shapes into this. You have to create a preload bullet body. Which I can just do it right now. This is the shape. And then lastly is the collision group, which is physics body collision group. Very simple. So now we have our actual preload bodies that I did correctly, I think. And now when you initialize, you get your bodies back out, you get the shape back out from the preload, and then I added a new function and generated the bindings just a minute ago with group, and it takes a group and a mask. Its group is preload body collision group. Its mask, I have no idea. I forgot how masks work. I'm actually going to look at the Box2D API because at least they actually have documentation that's not a Google Drive doc. And it probably works exactly the same way. Although, is it in body definition maybe? Although I can't find it. The only other thing I can think of is maybe in fixture definition. Or maybe in... I don't even know. B2 filter. That's it, I think. Okay, so this is not exactly the same. They have category bits, which is probably group, and they have mask bits. So group index is collision groups allow certain objects or groups to never collide, negative or always collide positive. Zero group, no, not index. The collision category bits normally you set 1 bit. So this is the group it belongs to. Mask states the categories that the shape would accept for collisions. Okay, so as long as they overlap, it'll collide. So the implication of that is, I think I have to say collision all. It collides, everything collides with everything. Okay, we'll try this out. It works. All that code, no issues. Oh, there it goes. Damn it. Really? How did I possibly mess something up here? What is it trying to load, I wonder? Physics bodies. Grass physics GOP. There's all my physics bodies. That seems right. Yeah. And it did get copied, right? Let me just verify. Maps, grass physics, GLB. Okay. That looks like it got copied. So create shapes. Does the stuff with the shapes. And then it adds to preload bodies. This is basically directly taken from this. Create your triangle mesh, begin your triangle mesh. And that is what I do. Create your triangle mesh, begin your triangle mesh, and then add index vertex array. And then you give it the scene indices, count over 3, the scene indices data, physics bodies indices, count over 3, physics bodies indices data, and then 3 times size of u3 2. That's also right. Physics bodies vertices, count and data. Size of vector 3. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's erroring, it says. Try one more time. At 71. I don't actually know what could be wrong with this because the implication of this messing up is either I have the syntax here incorrect, which I've used this exact method of doing this for a while now, or I either have the syntax incorrect, or the load physics bodies method doesn't work, but I'm using that in my client and it does work there. I guess I'll check the method, see what's going on, but yeah, that's probably the best thing to do. The other thing is I wonder if I have to like initialize something. Like, it doesn't look like it. Initialize something with bullet, but nothing else is doing that. You create the scene geometry, get the vertices, get the indices, do stuff. So this was what was actually happening. Okay, yeah, let's look at this method. And fuck, that's... Okay, this is actually helpful. Number of triangles, triangle base. I hate this API with a passion. I fucking hate it. Number of triangles. So number of triangles makes enough sense. Triangle base makes enough sense. Triangle stride, I don't know what the fuck this is. It has to be 3, 6, or 12. Indice size is number of triangles times triangle stride. Okay, so I think this is implying, I don't know why you would want to stride like this, but I think this is implying you can have additional data that gets skipped entirely. So my triangle stride would be 3. But apparently not. So I'm even more confused. Maybe that's wrong. So this is indices count over 3. That is my number of triangles, yes. And then triangles base. That's indices pointer data. Yes. Triangle stride. I think triangle stride is 3. Because if this is actually talking about bytes, which is what I'm pretending, right? If this is actually talking about bytes, how? Oh, because you can. Oh, never mind. Fuck. You could technically provide it a U8, or you could provide it a U16 or a U32, is what it's saying. So my triangle stride is probably 12, which is what this is. Damn it. Vertices size is number of vertices. So number of vertices is a vertices count. That is what it's looking for, S32. Vertex stride, again, what are you allowed to be? Has to be at least 12. So this one, okay, this does back my theory here. It does have to be at least 12 for floats to make sense. Yeah, and if it's exactly like compacted contiguous floats, it just mem copies. So I see absolutely no reason why this wouldn't work. So it's time to start printing some random stuff, I guess. Yeah. I want to see physics body. Indices data. Body indices count. Body vertices data. Vertices count. Maybe somehow one of these is like never getting initialized. Don't know. Oh, that's it. That's my guy. Mystery solved. But why would it try to read that? Well, that doesn't matter. But okay, the real question is, why is this getting added in? That's very weird. So because I'm creating the static and hat things first and then adding it into bodies, yeah, I guess maybe I should do it like this. This is fine. Yeah. These are always going to be first, so definitely what is happening is it's either, no, it is a resource. A resource is fucking it up. Okay. So I guess the question is, is it a... The question is it an instanced resource or not instanced resource? That's the first question. Actually, I do want to print the name maybe. I think they both have names. It didn't. think when I do this, I need to say what I just added. That will help a little because like it's printing out all this stuff and then it's printing out all this stuff. I'm not really certain which one corresponds to what. So we will add bodies count -1. That is the index that just got added into count -1. And then when I'm loading these things, I will print iterator index. So Zolf, thanks for the follow, man. Let's print iterator index. Let's see what's happening. Okay, 20, 0, 1, huh? Oh, it's trying to load the OBJ. So that makes sense. It makes sense this would not work with an OBJ at all. I think, actually, it could, but... So I'm just gonna go... export the other map real quick. There's no reason why I can't. This is the other map's physics. Really bad at the moment, but that's fine. It's not a real map yet at all. Okay, so I'll just export this, right? There's everything can just be static, everything exists. I see no reason why not, so let's try. Export GOB. Wait. Let's get rid of this stuff. Export GLB, visible only, custom properties, sure, lights, sure, assets, maps, mountain, physics. Okay, it is exported. I suspect it'll work now. Work. Well, almost. Otaku Maru-sama, thanks for the follow. Almost. Uh-oh. Okay. Server physics measure 70. So same thing. However, it got through both maps entirely, and now it looks to me like it's trying to load... No, this is... Okay, that's fine. 1. I'm confused. It starts at 2. Oh, that makes sense. Resource. Why does it think it's a resource? Wait, it is a resource, in fact, and it has a resource. Okay, it is a resource. But this, for example, is not. So this 0 bit should actually 0 and 1. Oh, shit. This makes a lot of sense. I can delete all this. The thing in index 1 is the building bodies. So the mountain map just doesn't yet have building bodies. So I'm going to take both of these adds of the... what do I do, actually? I mean, I could just... No, I don't know. I shouldn't technically force you to add a building. And it's also weird to add this... It could be added last. There's like no precedence for anything being added in any order. It doesn't matter at all, I think. So I will actually just do that. I'll say, once you're done with everything, if static body indices count, if hat building body, okay, that should do it. So actually, it would have worked, I think, with the OBJ. Yay, it loads. It loads. go check a little bit of the physics. So now I am almost having this working. Physics fucking sucks because their APIs are horrible. I collide. Rock. That's correct, actually. Yeah. When it freezes, it's beginning to get sucked up into the building, so getting frozen near the building is right. Okay, good. Things are loading. We're sharing this function between server and client, which is good enough. We're preloading all the shapes. That's fine. Now what I think I want to try... when I need to change the filter mask of the body of... I guess this is a method, isn't it? Hang on a second. There is something like set collision mask, I think. It's, yeah, collision mask. You have to remove it and re-add it. Really? Okay, I have an idea then. What I'll do is when you create a resource body, it's going to not collide with buildings, and then when it goes into a building AABB, if that building... Yeah, this will be fine. This will be weird and fine, but it'll be very feedbacky, which is very good. When the resource goes into the building bounding box where you saw it get frozen, it's going to get repulsed back out. That will actually work totally fine. Okay, let's get rid of this stuff again. So I don't create the bodies here. I do that in, for example, the rock manager. Yes. I'm gonna play a different playlist. Let's see though. Sure. Okay, in the rock manager thing, when you create a rock, you create a body somehow, add body. Physics manager, add body. So, okay. And you can give it friction if you want. And I guess all I actually need to be able to give it is a mask. So an optional mask of S32 is collision all. With group. So the group is collision all, the mask is mask. That should work, and when you add this guy's body, that's friction. Mask is do not collide with collision hat building. Except just to be very safe, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say like collision all and not this. Okay. So now, wait, one more thing. I have my building upgrade manager that kind of deletes the stuff from the game, but it shouldn't actually do that anymore. I can just get rid of those two things for now. So it's just gonna like spam it with resources, but I can't tell. It's like an internal thing. Okay. This guy It goes through the building. Woo! We did it. Okay. So, the question is kind of, what do you do with it now? So I think when it gets in range, I kind of want to like slow it way down immediately. So, and then speed it up to the center while I shrink it. Okay. We will do that. Kind of hard to do. So I also need to this is fine. Wood and stone. So I need to track which things are going into which buildings. I think... Yeah, I'm not certain where that should be going. I think that should be in the resource itself, actually. So you have a being carried by idea. You would have a... Going into... I don't even know. Building consume index or something. Not building index is fine. Because it can only do one thing with this stuff. Shit. It's red and blue. I hate that. I'm not going to do that anymore. This is how you end up with messy code. I'm changing my thing after I've already done like 500 lines of code one way. So this is hat building index. So when it goes into the correct spot, yeah, this will probably work. I'm gonna say if it's an invalid rock. It's not exactly invalid. Okay, so this makes it invalid. This is fine. This will be the query to check the things that I'm actually trying to mark as getting sucked into the building. So it'll also be invalid if the rock has a hat building index, which shit. This is an index, so I mean 0 is valid. That was my thought process anyways. I think what I might do to at least attempt to clean up the code is in my shared thing, I'll have a hat building info. Building. I'll start with none, which is weird. Maybe it's fine because I'll also end up using this enum value to like render and things like that. So I don't know. First, red one. Maybe I should also say warrior, worker, archer. And why am I getting spam with these guys? Okay, I'll do it this way then, yeah. Archer, and the next is priest, and the next is fire mage. Okay, that will be good enough. Although, you know, if I'm using this as an index, I could actually start at index 0, and none could be -1, and I'd probably rather it not be that way. This is fine, maybe. So I'll maybe do that refactor off stream to do, okay. Try and set up everything to use building, not building num for indices. This implies the first index out of 11 is always empty unless I do none is negative 1. See, that is weird, but whatever. So now the purpose of this hat building. The hat building that's currently consuming this block. Okay. So I guess the way to do this here is if it's being consumed, it doesn't matter if it's being carried, so that'll be first. So this is also why I wanted it to start at 1. I can say this, I think. I mean, if I can, I'll definitely change it, but I think I can. So this is being consumed by the hat building. I have to be able to get the hat building location from that value. Get building position. I could also... No, it doesn't make sense. Okay. Vector 30. This will give you the centermost position of the thing. So the way to do that, this is hat types. This is so stupid. If building is less than 5, for now, this means red. This means blue. This is what I'm going to try to reconcile off stream. So I get the building type from context, hat upgrade manager, building type's red, and then your index here is building. Oh, that's not true. This fucking sucks. I definitely have to do this today or I'm gonna totally forget the context of this building type thing. Yeah. The problem is anywhere where I try to do this, make this change without totally changing everything is weird because I'll have to convert from 5 buildings to like 0 to 11, which is just really weird, so that's why. This is probably, I think, technically how this should work. So that's my building type. This one is concerning. How does this get passed in? These are buildings red. Okay. I might need to go check on my dog. I heard some thuds in the other room. This gets passed in here. So these are the buildings that I use my building type index for. So like that. That is red. This one is blue. These are my fat buildings. From the fat buildings, I can get my local. I can get my local ABB. Get the transform. Yeah, this kind of sucks. This kind of sucks a lot. What do I do? This is maybe okay. Get the transform for both of these for now from my fat building, and then I can get my center of my local ABB. So the center, which is local center, lower over 2 plus upper. Okay, so then I can get, well, you just return transform point of transform. So you're converting it into world space and you return it. That's all. That should work. This will give you the actual center of the building. Yep. That's target or something. Get building position. Okay, so the other thing is, based on the time when you've targeted your hat building, my plan is to like, I need to do it organically, and it's going to be kind of hard, but I need to have a desired speed. Don't even have a time. I guess this is fine. So when you get assigned a hat building, which happens here, or it should. So this has to be a pointer, which is okay, right? Because you're doing rock manager iterate rocks or whatever. When you do this, you take a pointer to this thing, and then it takes this. Pointer is one of the flags. Yes, if you want a pointer, you can do this. Okay. So my rock is a pointer. Set this guy to, unfortunately, you do not actually know what you want. Because this is not yet using this new thing I just added, a hat building type. So what I'll do is, for now, I will actually just assume you're blue. Don't assume you're blue. So I'm gonna just return your cast to hat building of this +1. Cast this at +1. This is really weird. And then rock. This is context time. Okay, we would not do that yet. So this probably should work. You set your building to the thing, you set your context time to right now, and then your desired speed. I'm actually not going to do desired speed yet, but this will be something scaling with time. Because actually it shouldn't be speed. Yeah, this makes more sense. It should be, you have your hat building start vector 3. I think that can be position. Impulse update position velocity or position you get back out. Okay, yeah, probably I can do that. Whoops. So now I have my, where is my code? My target, which is the center of the building. I have my position, my starting position and my starting time. So I'll say delta time is like context time minus rock hat building time. That's fine. And then yeah, I guess I'll just have progress. Progress is going to be like clamp of DT over, I'll say 2 seconds for now, so it's nice and slow. And then rock position becomes rock hat building start target minus rock hat building start times progress plus hat building start. Okay, so this will like iteratively update your position with your delta time when it reaches the bounding box over 2 seconds, going to the middle. Yeah, and I can probably add in a portion of your actual existing old position too or something. I don't know how that would work, but whatever. Let's see. I think this can almost be run. I think what I need to say, position goes to this. Velocity, I think I can set it to nothing. And we can try this. It might work. Might work once it builds. Current level. Undeclared identifier current level. It's levels select map. Okay, so it compiles. I actually feel pretty uncertain that it's going to work at all. So we will throw you at a building. And it went the wrong way. Huh. It did something though. That was interesting. It seems like it's going to 0, 0, 0. Am I wrong about that? So it's casting me. Oh, red is first. So it's +6. Because I'm supposed to be assuming you're blue. So it's trying. It was going to a red building. Wow, so it actually worked. I just gave it the wrong building enum value. Oh, I didn't restart the server. Restart server, it reloads everything. Nothing is serialized on the server. Start client. Yay, that works. It went over, so like it looks really bad. That's intentional. Okay, what I think should happen... I have an idea. This is maybe really smart. Yeah. Starting position, starting velocity, time, starting time. We will be a verbose. Starting time, starting position, velocity. So what we're gonna do, this is genius. Get the delta time, get the progress, blah, blah, blah. I want to end up at the target with no velocity. Okay, GIMath. Thermite. I think I use this one with tangents. Yeah. Rock position. What the fuck do I do actually? How did I derive this? That's crazy that I managed to do this. What? Does this actually work? How the fuck did I do this? Well, I need this too. I am extremely surprised this exists. Oh, the velocity though is just linear? No, it's not. Okay, anyways. Rock position becomes Hermite. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Between your rock hat building starting position and your target position. And then we give it hat building starting velocity and your target velocity. Wait, no, target velocity is nothing, by the way. So the reason this is genius, what this should theoretically do is let your rock continue on its exact current velocity trajectory, and then the Hermite interpolation thing equation will like ease it into going exactly towards the center of the building and ending at 0 velocity. So you kind of maybe won't really be able to see it, but I can change the actual target and that'll work that way no matter what. So in the future, I'm going to do this right now, going to the center. And in the future, it will go towards the edge of the building. So progress. The thing though is these values are very incorrect. Yes. This one value in particular. So this guy has to get multiplied by the duration of this guy. Duration. Which is 2000 milliseconds, but I think bullet wants seconds, so duration over 1000. I'm totally guessing. Let's look at the physics manager. I bet this has a hint of what to do exactly. When I set the velocity, yeah, I just divide by 1000. Okay. So you multiply this thing by the duration over 1000, and then this one is 0, and that should work. The last thing is rock velocity goes to Hermite velocity of actually the same stuff. And that'll give you the like an integrated thing, the one derivative up or whatever. There you go. Let's try it. Do you have a neat way to deal with interpolating position rotations? I've seen you use a high-level interpolator thingy at some other streams. Yeah. It's not... Wait, what? Hat building. It's not very good, but it does the job, but I'll show you in a second. 26. Isn't this where the problem is? Server Rock Manager 26. Oh. Starting time. What? It wants 2 vector 3s and 2 vector 3s and a float. And I gave it a float 64. I need to make it serialize this. It takes a good bit. It takes like a whole second to load or something. Okay, let's see what happens. Throw. Oh, it deleted out of existence. I think that's because this value is actually... Wait, I know the problem, maybe. When you're applying the velocity, you multiply it by the seconds it has currently traveled in that frame. So actually, no, I would say... Oh. don't know. I actually do think this is right. Well, anyways, my interpolator thing, I have a couple different things in an interp file. Actually, I don't know where that is. So I have a position interpolator, which it doesn't need any of this. So yeah, it's the reason it's not good is because look how much code it is. And I tried to write it pretty efficiently, but I'm pretty sure it could be a lot better. But essentially all it's doing, your client interpolates things differently than your server because the server runs it's actually the same at the moment. The server is supposed to run on a 30 tick rate and your client runs on 60. So you should get data back at different speeds for things that are client driven and things that are server driven. So that's all. So if it gets your delta time, if it's on the server, it adds the, double the delta time or whatever. And all it does is from these values, of which you have 3 entries. So there are 3 position entries with time slots. So you can, if you think about it, there's essentially 2 intervals of interpolated things to be between. And the reason is because the render method draws 16 milliseconds in the past, because you don't know exactly when you will have your physics data to render. So the render method always renders exactly 1 physics tick in the past. So you have 2 intervals to choose from. And so all this thing does is basically checks to see which interval you're requesting based on your time. And then it interpolates that using just, again, Hermine interpolation. That's it. Yep. But you can see, I think this code could be a lot better, but it's just that, for example, when the thing starts, you have no entry for time. What do? Like you return your first position. And when your total delta time is 0, which is a case that you probably should account for, you also return your latest position. So stuff like that. But this happens so often, it should be very efficient. It's just not. The other thing that I think you could do, by the way, which I might end up doing this, so I probably call this for a given goblin like 10 or more, I don't know, 10 to 50 times a frame. At the very start of your render method, theoretically, probably if your game's set up well, your little goblin people should never change position in the render method. And so you could pre-calculate this once and stick it in the goblin and use that. And that's what I do for interpolated bone data. But for interpolated position, I don't do that. So, yep, that's all. There you go. It would actually optimize my game probably quite a bit, because in a single frame, with there being 32 goblins, I bet that function call is being called like 6,000 times or something. I don't know. So this speed is way too fast. And I actually don't know why. Very nice, thanks, no problem. This is going from the starting position to the target position over 2 seconds, which is correct. So the way you would typically use the Hermite function is that this value should get you there, which that would be, if I'm treating this, wait, okay, wait. I would assume actually I have to do this in my space. So implying like my, what's the word? Meters per millisecond is what I mean, and not meters per second. The problem is that makes it go even faster. But actually, I think this is right. Uh-oh. Let's run it. I'm pretty sure I made the problem worse. Because I'm pretty sure the problem was that my velocity value was some order of magnitude with time conversion incorrect.
Hop, hop.
Yep, I don't even see it now. I'm gonna divide by 1,000 and divide by 1,000 again and see what happens. I don't know why. Like, theoretically, the way it should work... Let's just see. It's totally gone. I'm so fucking confused. Am I doing this right? Starting velocity? Maybe I'm not setting that. Rock velocity. Fuck. And I am setting this right. Let's check the progress value. Did I not restart it? I did not restart it. God damn it. It's gonna crash because I didn't wait long enough. What didn't? Okay. So what? So yeah, that took a long ass time. Okay. I really do think it's times duration, and so what I'd like to say then, I'd like to get the delta distance and compare that. Let's do it like this, maybe. Target position. So this value should be approximately similar length to this value. So let's do this, and then, wait. I will also put the length afterwards. So they're both vectors, so the difference between the positions should be approximately the length of the velocity that's provided to the Hermite function. I'm pretty sure. Okay, what did it say? They're very different, but they're like not that different. What's even happening? To me, this doesn't look like the right value. This implies it was going like, maybe it was going down that far. It implies it's going down like a 45-degree angle. Or steeper. I guess the other problem actually, okay, I didn't think about this. Yeah, I didn't think about this. I'm trying to allow it to start at its starting velocity, but then reach the end after 2 entire seconds. So it might actually be correct to freak out like this. 2 seconds is a very long time for this thing to continue going. So what I may want to do instead This probably makes a lot more sense somehow. The Hermite will be the first part of the interpolation. And so, Hermite velocity, I already have that name. Starting velocity, whatever, is the direction of this multiplied by the distance between the target position and the rock hat building start position. This might work. So I kind of just took the scale to be the same. So this might visually work, and I'll tweak this equation so the actual curve of the path it takes looks okay. And then I'm gonna ease, I don't know how to word it. I'm gonna like allow it to maintain a little bit. Okay, it's gone. Normalize this multiplied by the distance between the target position and the starting position. Wait, and then... Nope, that should just work. I'm confused. What if rock velocity is nothing? I don't know why this would help, but I also don't know what's happening. Okay, that did fix it. What? I wonder, could it possibly be setting this multiple times? Setting hat building. No, I don't think so. Otherwise, the delta time value would never update. Almost for sure this is not the problem, but I'll check anyways. Yep, not the problem. Okay, well, that fixed it. I just don't know why. I think when I set the velocity, I'm allowing it to continue, like, it'll apply that velocity, if that makes sense, into the next frame. Whereas this is just the position it's forcibly setting. I don't know why that's a problem though, but I guess it is. So what I'll try doing now, I'm gonna, this, just for fun, I'm gonna try putting this back. Starting velocity times duration. I should also be able to make this look better by decreasing the duration to something reasonable, like 500 milliseconds. Okay, looks fine that way actually. Okay, I guess that's what I'll do. There we go. So I have this, and then this, yeah, so let's try like 500, and it should get sucked up pretty fast. And the other thing is, technically, when I tell it to get the building position, it should get the position on the building bounding box nearest to itself, or something like that. Okay. It does, that's not, wait, I didn't update the server. I was gonna say that's not fast enough. Of course it's not. Okay, that looks okay. Ooh, that wasn't right. Why did it go over there? Okay, well, anyways, it's basically right. That the reason it went over there definitely has to do with this weird thing I added with hat buildings. Yeah. So, I'm gonna fix that off stream because that sucks. I'm gonna fix that off stream. I have some other boring stuff to do off stream. Like return positive rotation, position rotation skill teachers. I might do that too off stream. That's also pretty boring. Yep. I can probably finish all this. So let me see if there's anyone to host. First, we search for Jai. I'm the only one. Then well, don't see anyone doing anything custom really yet again. Am I wrong? I search custom. I'm also the only one. Fucking. I might host no one. I mean, I might as well just pass it along then to like Mudbound Dragon. At least he does some custom stuff, you know? Although I host him way too much, but whatever. Mudbound Dragon it is. See ya. I might be back tomorrow, or I might not be. Because my throat was kind of dead today. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Goko. See you guys.